When I was trading in the meme coin market, I often found myself coming up short, but I found a method that allowed me to stack, as you can see from my Phantom wallet, over $750,000. Now, if you stick around and watch this video, I will show you the simple process that allowed me to go from nothing to everything. This video is for educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. Your capital is still at risk. I'm just here to explain how the process works. Now, soon enough, I'm going to show you the simple process I use to make all that money, but first of all, let's just take a quick look at some of the pitfalls of being a trader in today's meme coin market. Here is an interesting chart here where we're looking at this coin here. You can see how there's this like kind of general uptick, but obviously they've got these massive pits that have crashed down several times throughout the course of this coin's life. And you know, this is a coin that has been around for over a month. And you know, sticking around with something in this game is just way too risky because you could get rug pulled at any moment. So the method I'm going to use allows us to make money a bit more consistently and, more importantly, quickly. You don't have to run these coins forever to make some money. You only need to run them for maybe, you know, it could be up to a day. I typically don't even run them for more than a day, you know, and then I make my money easily enough, okay? Now, taking a look at some of these traders here, you'll always notice the top traders, they're always got amazing P&Ls. They hardly ever take a loss, and the reason for that is because they probably know a dev, okay? And that's the way you get ahead in this market, is by either deving or knowing a dev. CreateCoin.fun is a dev platform that we are going to use to launch our own coin on Solana, and the best part, there is no coding required. None at all. We do not need to know how to code. We don't need to type any kind of weird sort of DOS programs or whatever, C++, whatever you like, right? We don't need to do any of that because all we got to do is push a few buttons. That's what makes this platform great, because it's perfectly accessible. So that's why you got to get on this hype as soon as possible, because eventually everybody's going to be doing this and then it won't be as profitable. Now, let's talk about markets. So the pump market is initially where everybody goes when they dev their coin. Loads of people upload to pump, and you know, the trouble with that is, as you can see, the market caps aren't too great. Even the ones that do break through, they don't really have that much potential because the market caps are no higher than 1k or 2k or anything like that, you know. But then, you know, you get a few in the hundreds of thousands, but these are truly the exceptions. Loads more fees get applied to them. Now, if we switch over to the Matura market, going with Dynamic on Axiom, you can see that hundreds of millions is not that hard to reach, and several have gone into the billions. Okay, this is because there's way less shitcoins on this market, and if you do break through, your coin has a lot more room to grow and there are less fees. Now, in my Phantom wallet at the moment, I've got just over $100. I recommend having roughly this much in Solana in your wallet, okay? Just over $100 worth of Solana. We're going to hit Connect Wallet, and then we're going to hit Phantom, okay? If it's already on your browser, it will be automatically detected. Now, the typical use of this site is you would come up with a token name, you'd come up with a cool symbol, and you'd come up with an image and a narrative and all of that jazz. And, you know, I'm not really into that because that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and frankly, it could all end up being for nothing. So I'm not really into that, okay? So what we're going to do instead is, we're not going to do the hard work, we're going to do the smart work. So we're going to hit the copy trending button here, okay? Now, this button shows you all of the trending coins on pump right now, and it allows you to migrate them over to Matura, so you can take advantage of all of that hype without the worry of all of the, you know, the extra fees and all the shit coins being put out alongside it, okay? So that is wonderful. As you can see here, you're given a few bits of information. You're given the name, you're given the potential market cap, and when it was last paired. So you can use this information to make the decision that you want to make, right? So you might want to pick one with maybe one that's got a slightly lower market cap, but it was paired sooner, or you could pick one with a higher market cap that was paired a while ago, so maybe some of that nostalgia can come in, you can cling on to that. If you don't like what you're given, you can refresh, as I just have there, and we're just going to pick any old one. Let's pick this Ivo one. It's got a really good market cap and was paired quite a while ago, so let's copy that one there, okay? So it's as simple as clicking that button there. Now, what will happen is your Phantom wallet will initially come up with this sort of pop-up thing that will say request blocked. Now, you'll have to hit proceed anyway, and then you'll have to hit confirm, tick a box, and hit confirm again. This is a standard normal part of the process. I do this every single time I set one of these up. All right, it's just a transaction that Phantom's not used to, hence why those menus pop up. So now we've created our token, but it's not on the market yet. We need to create our liquidity pool, and the way we do that is we take some of the SOL that's in our Phantom wallet and we put it into the coin. So that means we're giving it just a bit of oomph to get it started. So the only detail you have to change on this page is the amount of SOL. So I would recommend 0.2 SOL. That is what's worked for me. You can experiment a little bit, go a bit less, go a bit more. It's kind of up to you, but frankly, 0.2 is kind of a sweet spot that seems to work for me every single time. So we're going to create a pool there, and when we do, we confirm the transaction, and then that means our coin will be on the market and ready to go. So down there we are. So we can see we've got our Ivo coin here. It is ready to go. So we've got our name, we've got the pool, we've got the pooled sol, which is the 0.2 that we put in. We've got the 900 million tokens, and we've got our estimated value at $15.59. Now remember these numbers, they will change later on. So our next step, and this is really important, we hit the lightning bolt button. This boosts our token, okay? So we're boosting our token to the top of Dex Screener's trending list. So what this is a sort of compounding effect. So with the hype of the already popular coin and the better market and the boost, we are near enough guaranteeing our profit, okay? So it costs 0.25 sol. We will make that back and then some, because all those bots and trend chasers are going to be seeing us and they're going to be pumping their sol into our coin. All right, so make sure you hit that boost button. So that's what we'll do here. So here we go. I'm going to confirm that transaction there. So now we will be boosted. Once I do that, there we go. We are now boosted. Okay, so we're going to take a quick look on Dex Screener and see how this goes. So, you know, what we're going to see is, I imagine, an initial kick up and then just a smooth, steady increase as it goes. Okay, so it might dip on occasion, but, you know, that's just the way of the game. But that boost is what's going to really help us. So here we are. So let's see, market cap already at 1.9. So that's already above most of these pump coins already. And again, a bit of fluctuation, but it'll kick back up in a minute, I'm sure. So I'm not particularly worried about these coins as they run, because, you know, as long as some people have put some soul into it, we are going to make our money. That's the beauty of this method. So we're going to let this run for a while, and eventually I will switch back to createcoin.fun. So, you know, look at that liquidity, 2.8k. Fantastic. This is really good. We've got really good numbers coming through here, and our market cap is at 3.5k. Back on createcoin.fun, and now it's come the time to have a look and see how much we're now worth. So we started at $15. Let's see what the coin is now estimated to be worth. Let's have a look. So we're at 1.31k. That's really impressive, guys. We've gone from $15 to $1,300. That is brilliant. Okay, so now the next step, and this is the best bit, we are going to remove that liquidity. We're going to take 100% of that, all going into our pocket. The money I make from these videos, half of which I will put into a prize draw. If you like, comment, and subscribe, I will put you in a draw where you could win half of what I make today. Okay, so we will have a look at what that is. So let's see here, just a moment, and we will open up our Phantom wallet. Started at $1,309, guys. It's as easy as that. Get on this hype before everybody else does.